Hello, everybody. It's Mike with Spray Jones. And one of the things that I want to talk about ongoing is why on earth do I believe that dyeing the foam a certain color, closed cell, 2-pound density foam in particular, is a critical factor in quality control and accountability. And that's what we're going to get into here today. Recently, in August the 3rd, we had a YouTube and Facebook live streaming event where we had a conversation with Bill and John of Spray Foam Worldwide, and we invited a lot of the followers in SFWW to start the beginnings of open dialogue on what's right and what's wrong with the spray foam industry, particularly in North America. Now, the Canadian market that I'm a part of and the U.S. market, they have a lot of very, very distinct differences, and then they do have a lot of overlap. And the distinct difference in the U.S. is that the foams all look the same when it comes to 2-pound density. I'm going to concentrate on closed cell right now because closed cell, it's the most widely used foam in the sense of that it can handle any climate. It can go from Alaska all the way down to Florida, Nevada. It doesn't matter state to state, whereas open cell foam, there's going to be regions and pockets that use it predominantly and other areas that don't. So it just doesn't quite apply universally like 2-pound density. In Canada, 2-pound density foam in most areas is king. It handles the water. It can go outside of the foundation, inside of the foundation, in ground, you name it. We all know this. All right. So why I believe that foam that is going into any commercial or residential building where people are going to have occupancy, barn dominium, the new school, the new data center, anything and everything that you can possibly imagine where you're going to either have a building code official or it's going to have some sort of code compliance, or it is a residence. It is somewhere, even if it's an off-grid cabin and there's going to be no inspection on the back 40. Why do I believe that the foam should be dyed? And it's to eliminate the ability to cheat. Now, I saw the comments section and they said, well, is falsifying and cheating with the product really a predominant factor, or is it just the fact that people bollocks up and botch the install? Well, yes, the installs are botched. Predominantly, when you have a bad spray foam job, it's not thick enough. It's too thin. It's too thick. It's not into the corners. It's not into the edges. It's not into the transitions. Usually when the complaints come in, the number one complaint is going to be smell. And then the secondary complaint is going to be how the foam is used. Very rarely are people ever talking about, well, what product did I get and I didn't know it? Well, here's the reason why I believe color needs to be championed. And that is simply that you don't know what you're buying until you can see it by sight. Now, hear me out on this. You show up with something that is a neutral color, the natural, unpigmented coloration that a formulation in 2-pound density foam is going to give you is going to be somewhere from fairly white, an off-white, all the way into sort of the nut butter, tanny, light tan, yellowish type colors that we see right now. The issue is that we cannot distinguish one manufacturer to the next. We just can't. So you just don't know if you're spraying Ambit, Carlisle, Huntsman. Well, Huntsman's green, so they've done the work already. Genic is green. They've done the work already. And they're different shades of green. So, I mean, you can't walk out and have a Genic foam and say, well, this is my Huntsman foam. And you go, I don't think so. That kind of looks like Genic. It doesn't look like Huntsman, or vice versa. I believe that Carlisle and Ambit and Quadrant and all these great brands that are out there, it's impossible to really distinguish one to the next. Now, why does that matter? Well, it's trackability, traceability to that individual product. But if I wanted to cheat and cheat well, I would go and find any foam on the market that had a questionable pedigree, and I would put that into my trailer one way or the other re-decanted into drums, or just put the drums and turn the labels around so nobody can really see what I'm doing. And I would spray the foam, and then once the foam is in, I could put any paperwork I wanted into anybody's hands and say, yeah, not a problem. Here's the foam that you've got. ABC, Superior Spray, foam designed company, whatever. Whatever generic name you want to come up with. And I could say, yeah, it's that product. And you are going to have a very difficult time pending a breakdown of a fight there where you take samples and then that's sent to a lab and somebody can do some sort of back-end expensive time-consuming analysis. So what does the consumer need in order to be protected? I think they need to be able to walk in, see the drums in somebody's truck or trailer. Now, I'm not trying to get the homeowners and the building owners, the new dentist office that's going up and you've convinced your local dentist to spray foam his whole entire new building. I don't want him to have to show up in his Audi and check the sloppy looking drums in the back of your trailer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that he's got a technical data sheet from you. He's gotten a specification, him and his general contractor. There should be a lot number. There should be maybe even a QR code tracking that thing from the manufacturer, the fact that you actually bought it, the fact that you submitted the data sheet, told them in your quote specifically, named how many inches and of what material you were going to get. And then when they showed up on site, there was a distinct color that foam has. So they can now say, all right, without even going into the back of your sloppy truck or trailer, I can visually see that is the correct shade of blue or pink or turquoise or whatever. And don't give me the fact that there's not enough colors. Come on, did Picasso sit there and say, look, I only paint with 6 colors? We've got a very chromatic world out there, and we can come up with blends. Now, yes, this takes more time and effort, to figure out what kind of dye, how much dye. But is it going to throw the pricing off drastically? No. Huntsman's doing it. Genix doing it. Are they pricing themselves out of the market? Have they had a problem with trying to figure out how to dye a material? In Canada, every single foam has got to be dyed. BSF has got one of the best dyes out on the market with the purple, and it's got the indicator dye in the middle, and it actually changes color based on the heat signature in the middle compared to the top and the bottoms. I believe that in order to eliminate the cheaters and the fraudsters, you have got to start to say, here, this is branding. This is our brand. Nobody's got this color. We've trademarked it. It's part of who we are. We know right away. So then even the manufacturer can walk in and say, well, I thought you were spraying our foam today on this project. This is a different color. This isn't us. Right away, you know you're not included in the dispute or in the questions that are going on. And likewise, again, the general contractors, the architects, the engineers, the building officials, everybody walks in, and without doing a massive, huge test kit and time and effort, which will turn everybody off, we just say, oh, look at this. I see this color. This is unique to this brand. And here's what the cheaters can't do. How much dye are you going to add? You say, oh, well, cheaters will still cheat, Mike. Yeah, but right now there's no barrier to cheating. I can get any material that I want, and without it looking a different color, you don't know. So I can bring anything offshore, backdoor. Me and my friends could start a company, buy up a company that's just about going broke. Like, we can bait and switch and catfish it all we want. With it being dyed, that eliminates the ability. I would then need to go and get drums. I'd need to go and get containers. I'd need to go and get pigment, and I'd have to put the right amount of pigment in, and that just pegs me down as a fraudster. Because if NCFI has got a distinct color of dark slate gray, let's just say, for their foams, all their foams are dark slate gray. I don't know. If I've got the wrong shade of gray and I claim that this is NCFI, right away somebody's got, I can tell you right now that's not our color. I can tell you right away that's not our color. What were you doing? Oh, they said it was your... So we can peg the cheaters down. And you want to get back to where people of honorable reputation are getting the work, and you can track what they're doing and track what they bid with, and they can bait and switch in their quotes. You never know what foam they're getting. They could have bid with this, not bid with that. There you go. Start pegging it down on color. I believe color into the foam, because the foam is manufactured on site and you're buying a specific product, we can put the pigments in on the resin sides and instantly have a color that's distinct and unique, and then people will know what they're getting, and it will be harder. It's one more thing in a list of 5 or 6 things that you can do to make sure that you're getting what you pay for. And then you can add digital validation to that. You can add the digital tracking on that. You can add the QR codes. You can add all the scans in, and you add pigmentation and QR code and digital validation on site with the equipment as you spray it and you handed out a report. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now you've got basically 9 out of 10 things that a cheater, and none of the cheaters want this kind of oversight. None of them do. None of them do. They want to be anonymous. They don't want to be pegged down. They don't want the light shining on what product they're using and how they're using it. They don't want any of it. So this will eliminate the problems, and it will very quickly, it won't solve everything, but it'll very quickly give us a battlefield that we can defend, and a barrier to entry, and a barrier to lying, and a barrier to game playing, and a barrier to frauding. If we don't have it, then we've got no tools in the toolbox. You're trying to build a house with nothing more than a screwdriver. So if you watch this long, thank you. Share it with people that need to see it. We're going to talk about this a lot more. Yes, I'm the dye guy. I think we're calling for action in the industry, and I'd love to see somebody go first. If you made it this far, 11 minutes into my video, I'd love to see somebody go first and say, hey, we're going to do that too. That's a great idea. Ambit red, NCFI slate gray, Genic light green, Huntsman dark green. Pick some colors, people. The world's your palette. Pick your color and trademark it. All right. Share, like, and subscribe. I'll catch you on another video.